This is Kantimari village in Ramagiri Mandal of Anantpur district, a parched corner of South India. With just over 300 millimeters of rain each year, the land lay still, stripped of promise. The soil, crusted with salt and lime, resisted life. Water was not a resource, but a longing. Only cactus and a few defiant weeds clung to survival. Even dry lands hold quiet possibilities. More than 10 years ago, an idea began to form to improve the soil, to support life where little could grow. That idea became Anantagram Permaculture.
Permaculture is a design system that looks at nature, its patterns, its relationships, and then tries to emulate them and mimic them into creating again similar systems, habitats for human beings.
Today we look into the statistics, 75% of the earth is desertified. 2050, more than 90% earth will be desertified. Even by using chemicals, you will not be able to grow food. Organic is a good model. It at least gives you a clean food, but it's not a regenerative model. But it's not doing anything good to the earth, so you have to keep replenishing.
ఇది గెంతమేరు చెరువు అంటారు. ఇదంతా ఇంతకు ముందు అంతా కంప చెట్లు, పందులు అన్ని చౌడు భూమి ఇదంతా ఉన్నింది.
We wanted to build more permanent structures outside this space, and we started doing research of what are the materials available here, and it took us close to 3 years. We've used very unusual kind of building materials here compared to the normal thing. We use boulders. We use 0% cement.
ఇది వచ్చేసి చాలా కరువు ప్రాంతము. ఇక్కడ రైన్ఫాల్ వచ్చేసి 550 mm రైన్ఫాల్ ఉండేది. మన భారతదేశంలోనే ఇది సెకండ్ రాజస్థాన్గా పిలిచేవాళ్ళు.
The first right of food that we grow at the farm is the people who grow the food at the farm, like people who are staying at the farm, those who are working at the farm. So the excess produce is something what we distribute to our customers and anybody else who want the produce.
The patterns and the designs come from the Anantgram farms research and design team. This is what the challenges. We have to make plants and a species we have to introduce. Then only naturally it has to develop.
So the basic ethics of permaculture are care for earth, care for people, fair share, and this appealed the most to me. I am Sukant Gupta. I am the founding custodian of Anantagram farms. While Anantagram was established in 2017, but the journey started a bit back. I call it synchronicity, that there are certain events which happen in your life and which drive you towards something, and accordingly things happen in your life. I was closely watching a few very close family members and few friends who were going through this phase of critical illnesses. I was very concerned and started looking into what are the root causes for all this, and finally realized that the root cause is food at the end of the day. You are what you eat. There's a very old saying which says that let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. I wanted to do was grow clean food, ensure that how much ever I can provide to how many people not a drop of chemical should be used in the food in any format while growing here.
We have created a forest, so we are going into the fruit forest. Balaji lime here, you can see around the main fruit tree, you can see the forest. This is a sweet lime, a Pongamia nitrogen fixer, this is a Gliricidia, and come here, you can see the guava, Allahabad white. We are literally not spraying any chemicals, no even natural spray also. We created forest for this main plant and all it's taking all by its own. It fruits and it falls and the biodiversity, the birds will come, birds will eat and whatever remaining that we will eat. So this is how we created forest. This is a forest way food growing, that's it.
While we are growing food, we make sure that we do not use any chemical fertilizers or pesticides. I'm Kripalini, I'm the partner of Anantgram Farms. After the harvest, the storing process also is completely plastic free. From the starting till the food reaches our customers, we make sure that we are extremely environment friendly. So apart from vegetables, we also grow a lot of grains, pulses. We do have a lot of value-added produce. We grow a variety of rice, the black rice, red rice, basmati rice also we have grown, which is very difficult to grow in South India. You know, most of the basmati is grown in the North India, but we have grown basmati as well.
So I started looking into the food growing models. I came across permaculture and I started reading books on permaculture around in 2015, and it has got good ethics and values built into it. Although it takes a lot of effort to build up those systems, but once those systems are established well in space, they become sustainable and regenerative.
I'm Jedediah Alfred, known as Jedi. I'm the Permaculture Research, Design and Support Head of Anantagram for the last 8 years now. So now nature doesn't need us to do anything. Nature and wildlife and birds have been there before us, they will be there after us. When we talk about design, and it is because humans have a particular need from any particular system. So how permaculture gives us a way and a method on how to go about doing that, so that both nature also is preserved or conserved or restored, and then the human needs also are taken from the system. Where we look at care for everything on earth, whether it's animate, whether it's a rock, whether it's a hill, whether it's an insect, whether it's human beings, right? And we also look at the past, like 7 generations before, now, and 7 generations in the future. So You just don't look in isolation, okay, this is my life, what do I do? Or just my children. 7 generations after that. In 2017, this place was just white, like it was dry, to be white, again sodic soil, and few neem trees and tangedu and jilledu and all the local thorny plants. So it basically, and no local farmer would be cultivating this because they go upslope, and where the red soil is, or if this clay soil near a canal, then they would grow paddy over there. Otherwise, this is groundnut country, which is basically which needs 350 to 450 mm of rainfall every year, which falls within the Ramgiri 380 and to Anantapur 532 mm rainfall. So when I came here in 2018, I saw the soil reports. Okay, the numbers were like, oh my god. Then actually saw the soil, like, all my hair stood up. Because these are all like normally only a pH strip has up to 10. Here the test is saying 11.227. The lab assistant asking, oh, what is a cement factory you're opening or what? We've been testing our soil, the 8 types of soil that we have, calcareous, clay, rocky, sodic, then red sandy. So we have everything over here. So it's not like you can make one planting pattern and just plant it. Some places we have had to go every pit and see, oh, this is rocky, put this tree, don't put that tree. So that's how we have had to work with. So these are all tough soils. Okay, it's not, so that's why these all already been affected by desertification. So then how do you come to such a place where farmers who have been working here since their childhood are not touching? How do we use traditional information, current scientific research, actual field studies, and then we are recommending, and then we have sat here, like if I am sitting here after 8 years, normally a design is you give a design, someone implements, you have a before after photo, you push off. It is because a tree doesn't grow in 1 year. It takes, like we have planted trees, they have died, we have replanted, they have died again. So after 7 years, like, okay, no, this is off the list.
I am Sagai Cruz, resident architect at Anantagram farm. We wanted to build more permanent structures outside the space, and we started doing research of what are the materials available here, and it took us close to 3 years in the research and thing, and then we found for whatever is grown here we've used, and we've made blocks from the soil which is available at our site, and you can see it's climate responsive. Most of the material is either found in the farm or grown in the farm. So even the foundation stones, the bricks what you see is made from soil in the farm. So we got these people from Auroville. They are trained in Auroville. So they came and did the thatch roof with coconut base and the thatch roof, which is about 1 feet thick. That helps in a lot of climate observation. And then we've got almost 12 degrees cut, peak summer. Like from 44, we are getting something like 32 degrees. So we started with making these bricks. These are soil stabilized bricks made with soil available at site. While filtering, we used to get a lot of waste. More than 70% was to go waste. All that waste soil after filtration, we started using and made this concrete wall, which is made out of mud. Again, there's no cement used in that. Flooring is made out of Baitam chala, which is locally available, which is also known as Andhra marble. It is hand cut. It is not, there's no machine used to cut it. By some expert people who do only this. There are very few artisans who are left who actually do this as of now. So this is a cold air vent at the bottom where the cold air travels in, passes through your bed area, and then goes up to the hot air vent on top. The roof structure is made out of reclaimed bamboo, grows in abundance in our farm, and we have a coconut mat above that, over which we have thatch roof of 1 feet thick. If you look at the roof, the slope is at 45 degrees. If you go back in time, all the old structures had this slope, and then slowly people started reducing the slope. It's a total wrong thing to do. So we've gone back, researched over how those structures used to work, how the temperature control and how thatch used to react to the slope, because there's a heavy winds here. So that is why if you see these roofs, they are 45 degrees.
see here the soil. So this is a highly calcareous and clay mixed soil. The grass also not growing in these patches. We sent the soil for the testing. So based on that, we started introducing all the native species to create a microclimate and the soil fertility. And we started designing the land, so the slopes and where the water logging and why it is logging and what is, and the more challenging is the drainage system for this entire area. So that is the biggest problem that we are facing.
When we came here in 2017, the region has been going for around 7 to 8 years of drought period. People were leaving this village. Even drinking water was becoming a problem in this area. And borewells were going dry and all that was happening. 2017, we got in contact with Mr. Ayappa Masagi, who is known as the water warrior of India. So we bought him and he did the design for the water for us. When he visited, he said, Sukant, I need to build an earthen dam over here. And he has lived to that promise, and we are seeing how the water is recharged and what has happened. Within 1 year, we started, really the water tables started going up and the impact was seen. According to Bill Mollison, and like permaculture says that not a drop of water should leave your land without being harvested. So what does that mean? That you need to make the running water walk, the walking water crawl, the crawling water stand, and the standing water sink. According to Bill Mollison, the best place to store your water is under the earth. Today, they stand at around 3 feet in monsoon and winters and 6 feet in summer. So now we have a problem of water.
Because we also ended up over harvesting water, now we are growing lotus, we are getting water chestnut, and we are doing trials, which is like unheard of in a place like Anantpur. Like lotus has been growing for 3 years as if it's like some weed or like jalledu. We have like 27 ponds and 50 acres. We have direct and indirect recharging for every borewell. So the whole idea is that even if it doesn't rain for 10 years, Anantgram is not going to have a water problem. Like sometimes I wish that it didn't rain for 2-3 years so that our water level goes down. Right? Because it's like abundance is one thing or overabundance is like. So that's why the last 3 years we've been working on using water as a production method. Like what lotus, it's a water crop. Right? We're putting water lettuce. So how to now use water, like bamboo, I'm planting 1500 bamboos for pole wood and timber.
So we follow 5 fingers method in Anantagram farms. This is the main tree, this is the jamun. The 5 fingers are the support plants. That how the support plants work. The first one is, it's a ground cover, it's a creeper. The branches will spread across this area. The leaves are very big, direct sunlight which will not hit the ground, and it helps create the climatic condition for the main tree. And also this is a production, so we get a vegetable on this also. So on the dry leaves will fall and again it will become a fertilizer for the main tree. And this is a clumping grass, it's called a vetiver. In Hindi it's called a khas. So this root, it go deeper, so 2 meter, and it breaks the soil. And also we cut this grass and we use as a mulch for the main tree. And we have a shrub level, it is a Mexican sunflower, it has a yellow flower on it. and it's a quick shading leaves, and also it's a IPM, integrated pest management. That color is there, no? It's a yellow color, and it's misleads the pests. So this is Vitex nigundo. It's a hard woody stem, and this is a tall shrub, soil building tree. It breaks the soil, and also the leaves, and it smells, and this is also IPM, and then wind breaking system. So the fifth one, this is a turdal, pigeon pea. So this is a production tree, highly nitrogen fixer for the main tree, and we get production for our own consumption also. When it grows, it's a medium shrub. The dry leaves quickly it falls, and it's become a fertile for the main tree. And this is a forest soil for the main tree. So these are the 5 support plants that we are following each and every tree everywhere in the system. You can see around the main fruit tree, you can see the forest. So we wanted to grow all species, and one more species that we introduced here. So you can see this is a HRM and apple. So this region, no, we want to try it. So people started saying that the apple tree will not grow. JD has got 5 sapling. One it survived, but growth rate is slow. But still we have growing apple tree here in this region, and with this climatic condition.
Hi, we are standing at Vana. Since day one, since we designed this Anantagram in a broader level, we had a complete plan of doing around 20% of agroforestry in Anantagram. Agroforestry is a very important portion of any system. Firstly, it is tree based. Secondly, like the agroforestry gives a chance for highest carbon sequestration. Sagwan teak and other agroforestry trees like rosewood and many other. So their carbon sequestration is the highest. So like today is the need for high carbon sequestration. Since we had to do around 20% agroforestry, and that's a need of our in terms of not just from terms of carbon sequestration, but from the need of human. Okay, the food is there, everything is there, clean water is there, clean air is there. At the end of the day, you need to build up spaces also, so and have wood for that purpose. And all in all, agroforestry is a very important component. You are standing at the Netafim room, which is the irrigation system. You can call it the heart of Anantagram. So for this 50 acre of phase 1, this particular system is connected to all fields and does the irrigation for it. So the water is lifted from, you see a sump over there outside. The water comes in through a pathway of around 100 meters, which is a stony pathway which we have made for the water to fall inside the sump. Automatically oxygenates the water which is falling into the sump, which is a good function to happen. And the water is lifted from the sump over there through 3 motors which are inside the sump. They pass through these sand filters so that no mud and other heavier particles go into the irrigation lines, because the irrigation lines are very thin. So after passing through the sand filters, the water goes through a line over here, and if we have to mix any of the fertigation systems like cow urine we use mostly, so that is filled in those tanks, and it mixes and goes to via those valves to individual fields. And each valve is mapped to a particular field, and it controls everything, how much water, how much fertigation to which field. And that is how the irrigation happens.
I take care of the CSA part. CSA is community supported agriculture, and there are about 50 customers whom they have subscribed into us. So every week we supply vegetables to them. So we make sure that we meet the end-to-end the food needs of the customers. We grow sugarcane as well. Sugarcane is grown once in a year, and once the sugarcane is harvested, we also make jaggery out of it. Jaggery is made in traditional method, you know. The juice is taken out and they are boiled in bhattis, and we make several varieties of jaggery. One is the blocks, then we make powder out of it. These are all the value added produce that we make out of sugar. We make masala jaggery. There's also called as liquid jaggery. In Kannada we call it jone bella.
Permaculture is primarily a design driven subject, so nothing is implemented like that. Firstly, a lot of analysis is done with respect to what are the functions of elements and what are our needs. So we try to map the elements, functions and everything together, and then we do a design. So like this biodiversity pond is a very nice example of that design. So you see these 5 varieties of bamboo as a windbreak, then a lot of birds are habitat over here, fishes, snakes, everybody lives over here, and the water adds to the humidity to the house area. We designed this in 2017 August and implemented in the same year. So what was our needs? Our needs were primarily, we get very high winds from south and southwest during the monsoon season, very high winds. So something to protect the house from those winds so that the direct winds do not hit. And the second need was definitely like can we add humidity to the area, because we are in dry arid land, so our humidity is very low in summers and peak summers. You see around 5 varieties of bamboos which have been put over there. So these are the windbreaks for the house, because when the winds come they take this the water evaporates and goes and adds to the humidity of the house area, so it increases the humidity of the space. So that was another function, and we introduced lilies and lotuses in this system. Now this is a house to around thousands and thousands of fishes. We have turtles inside it. We have a family of keelback snake which lives over there. There are any good day from morning to evening you will be able to see around 20 to 25 species of birds within this area, different birds in different seasons, multiple type of birds. They become house to the baya weavers, and when the baya weavers leave their nest, then they are taken over by silverbills. Now this is completely a self-maintained system. We never maintain this. Now that's another beauty, like that is how the sustainable systems and regenerative systems are built. So this is one of a very great example of how the permaculture design works and how a small design, this is just a 1200 square feet of pond. One small pond, this pond is capable to add biodiversity, huge amount of biodiversity to the entire farm.
From dust to diversity, drought to abundance, barren to beautiful, Anantagram stands as a quiet testament to what's possible when people trust the land and their own intent. Here, in one of South India's driest regions, life has found its way back, not through miracles, but through mindful effort. A story shaped by patience, resilience, and hope.